Hello, this is an attempt to show how to contribute um, a paper to the knowledge base of the Garun knowledge base. Let's get started. This is the first time I read this, by the way. It's going to be abstract. You know what? I'm just going to take all of this in the abstract. It'd be easier to go through. To large scale datasets corresponding to this is a finding right here. So we could put this in result as well. Let's say if it's a result finding, I'm not really sure if it's a finding. So now I want to capture that it used a logistic regression. So what I gotta do R logistic regression. Not sure what this means. We also highlight differences in the sharing pattern. The two new which appear to be country independent. So this is the finding and key contribution for sure. That's how we do this. So only one means one thing. Really, there are so there's nothing there. Now focus on the introduction. Introduction usually used when it's just trying to do some narrative so that I can get to the core problem, what it is usually. We don't use that often. It's just fun to capture it because it's easy to read afterward. Okay, in recent year, read that go concerns of kind of okay, this is quite interesting. I want to capture this. It is not, however, related to this here. What we can do is we can do this, and we can do misinformation. We can do that, pull on the side. Then we have this block thing into the story because it is a story. It's not a report. It is not a problem. It is a story. An effective confirmation bias. What is this then? This is like a character of this. Okay, so this is the problem of misinformation, right? What it could cause by. The cause of misinformation, maybe due to psychology, human psychology, psychology, ooh. I don't think I ever captured one before. This is going to be the one. I'm going to do that. By the way, I think this is better here. And the reason I do this here is because it is later on when we want to explore any of this, we could, because they are linked. They are linked inside the block. It's a joy doing this thing. Like we start seeing connections where beyond our brain capacity. So this is interesting. What happened here is there is this before that I do is called MID. MID misinformation detection. So misinformation detection is simply this, right? You want to see what is credible or not, and then at the same time, it's also talk about the task in which is solved. No, it's actually categorization, and it's categorization of technique. So there's going to be approaches to solved MID. List of approach to solve that. So here are the three things: context base, those with combined both aspects, basically hybrid, goes based on feature, feature base. So it's going to be hybrid between 1 and 2. Between, yeah, 1 and 2. Why not? Then we change it into the few main challenges hinder the task, namely the impossibility to manually verify on new item. Okay. Okay. So here is interesting again. There is challenges. This is simply a challenge because it's a challenge for challenges, right? It's a challenge, and usually you love to do what you love to do is you do challenges and also the misinformation as well. Okay. This is I forget the and course right there. Okay. Now what we can see here is that you want to see these other things. What I do here is just make it easier for. Actually, I let me like this. Um, challenges. MID. So simple. Pop it right there. Okay. Let me go back here. So the goal in writing these things is to always keep in mind what do you want to preserve. So right here, since we have this piece of information we want to preserve or look into later on, then you know, and actually I want to read about this as well. Let's add to my reading list. And this is my name. In a few recent contribution on diffusion of this is interesting. It's going to be, of course, the related work, right? So these things happened, and this is the main key. This is just supplement above. This happened. These have shown that false news, blah blah blah, and that social bots okay. This is real interesting. I want to read about these things. Therefore, we focus on analysis of spread pattern. Okay, so I want to read this thing, add to my reading list here. And then again, I want to read about this. Add to reading list. Notice that each tag usually is a full, it's self-explanatory, and the goal here is so that you treat each of the tags as like a variables in the program. Therefore, it's easier for you to track things down or understand them afterward. Therefore, we focus on analysis, spreading of the pattern, which naturally arise in this information due to increasing trend in online news. This is interesting, but it happened to be in key distribution. And this is the reason why I don't like the narrative in the research paper, because I find that they're not doing a great job of categorizing things. They usually um, say things in a way that easier to understand the first time because it's narrative, but it's hard to really consume or synthesize. So that's why I create this method. A deep learning framework for protection of new accounts is provided in. Oh my god, this needs to stop. Okay, I'm not sure what they're trying to say here. It's kind of like a data set, I would say. So this is what we do. Okay, this thing apparently seemed to be. Oh no, that I messed up. I did. This is again interesting, very interesting here. So first thing, so this is the first thing they do here. They use I have this as well on my knowledge base. It's TDL right here, and then to classify this based on four categories of features, uh, features, right? Which is include this thing. Usually, this is what I like to do is to go to another layer. It's just easier to read. And, we also observe that okay, this is quite interesting. This is really nice. I'm not reading more about this. So this describes this block, so this has to be like this. Therefore, this is something I want to read more here. So again, I'm going to go to my reading list. So just to tell you guys what I'm doing now, I'm doing a I want to get I want to use the learning in disinformation field because I just find that it really has become like a really big problem in so far in the past I would say 5 years. It does a lot in terms of politics influence um, citizens or spread like fake news and everything. So I feel like this is a fundamental problem for us to solve. And since I know a little bit about the deep learning, I want to just used it in a you know making like my dissertation or something. Dissertation. Okay, because we will analyzing this. Okay. Highlighting difference. Okay. I like this as well. I want to read this as well. So this is totally different one. Okay. And then what I find interesting is that um, so this is right here. And then again, this is really interesting. And to reading this here. Okay, so baseline. This is in the standard right here. Performance. Wait, I do have performance. Result. There you go. Baseline. Use off the shelf. What do they use? Machine learning classifier. Okay. Machine learning classifier. Diffuse network. This is like a hold on. Diffusion network. I'm not sure what the name is, but let me just capture this here real quick. I think it's uh-oh. There we go. That's my point. Like usually we have work from someone who've done this before. I never done this, so someone in my team did this. So apparently, if I go into this, maybe I could get some information on this. Okay, that's interesting. Exchanges region and fastness. Yes, you never know. It's exactly what I needed. And yeah, imagine that we have 50 people doing this thing right here. Thing will grow organically without any problem, which I find is a way information should be categorized in the next few years. This is the way to go. So to the same, which can be qualitatively and with respect to the social behavior of users sharing credible. This is nothing. I mean, I don't want to reread that, so I think it might be quite nice to have this beforehand, so I don't have to reread it. This methodology is overall in accordance with this is again super cool. So here is something I want to read, but this is more like let me just explore this real quick. I don't think this is something that's you know I want to see if there's any because I don't want to read a paper that's only do social science part. I want to also really know the technology. So let me just have a look. Is there any tags involved here? Picture would help. It's fundamental though. Okay, so there is a model. So I would just have this in my reading list as well. Let's see. Yeah, right now, as you can see, we are not caring much about the speed. Just caring what do we want, right? What are the things that we want to learn? What are the things that are going to be useful for us in the future? Because we want them to we want to first categorize them in places where um, they can surprise us, or they can form some certain kind of networks organically, in which we can later expect. Not this one. Okay. What does that even mean anyway? Masking, sponsor messaging. Grassroot, what is that even is? Okay. So it's manipulation, right? I already see something that I wouldn't see otherwise doing this is that this this author here have a style of writing in which make it quite hard to make notes because in general because everything is so tangled. So let's see. We pick as a okay, explain in terms of social dimension allow us to encode difference with a tuple feature. I'm not sure what this means. So this is then, if I'm not sure what this is, I'm going to say validate this later on. This is going to ask me to think about this particular problem. What does this mean by qualitatively explain? And then the paper here is going to be multi-layer. Now going down to this, if you want to activate the frequently asked questions. Wait, why is it not here? That's interesting. Give me one second. I think I deleted it somehow. Some in projects, I think. Paper. Right here. Not sure why this doesn't exist. That's interesting. So then we want to activate these by saying that okay, it's a multi-layer. Of course, is the point you want to validate. Let's show up here. It's basically to confirm that whenever there are, frequently asked question is not empty, or there are some validating inside this particular paper. It means that I'm personally is not fully understand. This is quite important as well, where there are some certain, let's say, math topics that are quite hard for me to understand at the moment, so I don't have enough prerequisite to really understand it intuitively. Then by marking this, allow me to in the future when I come back to this, I know how much I actually know about them. And if I want to explore a certain thing in the future, it's going to be really easy to see what are the points that I have to investigate more. It's amazing. And also, it's also really helpful when working in the team as well, because sometimes you can use this to raise certain kind of questions when your team member read about these type of things, so they can maybe they raise discussion using discussion tags, which I explained in the previous videos, to maybe want to discuss further. For example, there are certain results that are interesting. Some people want to just connect this result to other research, so he or she could have this discussion and then tag team member inside of that and discussed distributedly. And once there are, say, a clear goal or clear viewpoint on what you want to do with each idea, you could then tag this discussion inside the project, so that you know that this is the some of the discussion that give rise to this new project. So as you can see, everything is connected, and this is not really possible to do without using the framework that I come up with. And the reason is just because there are lots of frictions, and this framework here that Garun has simply just reduce the friction and encourage people to uh, really think as a group, you know and that's what I see the future, right? You're not really working alone, really. You have a place to share your ideas, share your notes, and then people can really just interact, share a brain, and then maybe kind of just understand what each other thinks. And also, having a shared knowledge base is guaranteed that anything that's being discussed within this knowledge base have to be have to have information inside the knowledge base. Therefore, it's quite easy to, when there's certain discussion that or topics that someone is discussing about, you know, all they gotta do is that, okay, they have to find information inside of the knowledge base to support their claims, rather than just go out in a while and just um, go through the research paper. So it's kind of like a more abstract way to then um, guaranteed certain kinds of ideas or argument or claim, which is brilliant, I believe. So we pick a set of this science. The end, I'm not really sure what that means. So this includes traditional indicator network density. Okay, it said right after this what it is. So I will have to then answer this later on. Okay, core. Our main research question is whether the use of this thing will yield a significant advance in terms of classification accuracy. Mhm. Okay, so this is something that's really interesting. This is actually in a claim because someone claimed that you know this is true. Then later we have to just see answer the claim whether or not the claim is backed up, usually by experimental results. We perform classification experiment with a mm, I don't like this person writing style at all. In the former case, we also account for political biases inherent to um, different news sources referring to the procedure proposed in to label different outlets. Okay, so this is a weird way to write things. So first of all, now I know that the it's going to be in discussion. So the approach that we're going to do is basically this, right? With the use of off-the-shelf logistic regression model, logistic regression of the two different data sets, mainstream information you share on Twitter. On the two data sets, um, and off mainstream, it's okay. It's too complicated to just disentangle this. Okay, so now we have a mainstream news shared on Twitter in the United States and in Italy. God, I want to know about this so bad. It looks so cool. Anyway, so in former case, which is this one, what is outlets? What is outlets in this context? Overall, we show that we are able to classify I already did that. Training only on left bias and right. And training Only this is a weird thing to add here. I think it's 94%. Right here, findings. Use this. Use only use training. There you go. So this is going to be answer to the claim. You claim this, and you find that. This, by the way, the claim thing used a lot in math, where they want to build certain hypotheses or premise or whatever, things like that. So we also show that most discriminative feature, which are relative to breadth and depth of large. Okay, and this going to be key contribution. Okay, it's going to be key contribution. It's in finding as well, but I'm lazy. You know what? My teammates have to love me for this. Okay. The outline of this paper is the following. We first formulate the problem, describe data collections, network, representation, and structure. So this is useful in do outlining. I don't, usually it just helps when you kind of just decide whether or not to read through this later on. And of course, I always do this. And finally, first formulate a problem, describe collections, and then result, and we draw conclusion, classic, nothing, not really needed, but already did it. Okay. So now let's see what I want to capture, the bigger picture. First, the methodology. I usually like to do this data set first, then see Italian data sets. And by the way, this is the meat right here, so really useful for there's going to be picture. Picture is everything that are describing particular page. And in here, as we can see, the picture here is simply this thing, figure 3. And later here, I'm going to just get all the pictures. This should be in, okay, here, figure 4. It's really helpful later on as well when we start doing the we want to refer architecture, compare architecture, and when we want to also compare result instead of using kind of just like copy and paste, the old-fashioned style. Table 1, so to be table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4. Table 4. 4. What should we do? So there's tuple 5 as well. And figure 6. Figure 6. Figure 5. Figure 6. Okay. Figure 5. I think I missed it or something. It's a little bit time consuming, but the benefit comes really when there are, say, more than 3 people working on this. That's where the benefit really shine. And, also, right now I'm going to release the community to gather more member to be up to 8. Currently, there are about 3 active member. So it's really fun. Yeah, 3 people from 3 different countries: India, Argentina, and US. Me personally, based on US, but from Thailand. Okay, what am I missing here? So the first 2. Okay. Now this is the data sets. Oh god, I keep making stupid mistake. So this from here, blah blah. Just having fun, you know. It's quite interactive, so it's really hard to get bored. So I'm also do live stream about this, you know, the live stream reading paper as well. And since the nature of it is really just to ponder upon these as a group, it's quite fun to really people to interact. It's really unique. Okay, let me take a look at it on this real quick. Okay, so that's the layer, which is not aligned. Mainstream and this information, that's quite interesting. Then from Italy, we can see as well that the Guardian, that's so cool. So that's the AUC and the left bias, right bias. I'm not sure what that means at the moment. AUC for LR classifier. So what is the multi-layer used for then? Diffusion network. What does that mean? Diffusion network. Diffusion network. Over time period, I think. This is an error bar. Okay. So TIUS really close to that. How can they verify? Okay. So this is the problem questions I have here as well. So right here. So how do they verify the source to be fake or real? And then yeah, what is the use of multi-layer? So how does multi-layer helps in prediction in MID? That's still not clear to me. Okay, so let's look at the data set first. So maybe there's something here. Size class, so different evaluation metrics on different size classes. Not sure what that means still. Quote retweets, okay, rank 1. Okay, which feature is the most helpful? According to chi-square. Okay. But do they have significant difference though? Chi-square, whatever. How many times did it run? As well. Okay. What is size classes? Right. So let's look at the network properties here. And I guess it's fair to look at this right now. Network. Global network property. Okay. So okay, we use global network indicators, which allows us to encode each. Okay. Okay, by a tuple features. Okay, that's what it is. So this is the answer to this. Okay, not this, right? We have to do this, then this, and then we insert here, saying that it's here. So okay, then we simply concatenate tuples. Okay, as a representative multi-layer. So, okay, so each layer by a tuple feature. So you say you have its own feature, then we simply concatenate tuple S to represent each multi-layer network with a single feature. Okay. Right. So then here I'm going to just do, I'm not sure where this belongs to. Dataset, not really. Approach. Yeah, it's a blunt approach. Purpose, approach, architecture evaluation. So it's going to be over here. Under things called global network properties. Right there. Loads of this. So since there is this type of things, we're going to see here that oh, fine, okay, that's good. So then this is what we're going to do here. It's probably false, so let's go to this point. Give it 1. If it's want to be 1, fine. Make it easier to understand. It's always like this, which is really strange. What I love to do is to then separate them like this. This way is really easier later on to refer back to this if we happen to need need it. So right now it's just a matter of refactorings. What are the features that we have? Okay, largest strongly connected. This is quite lame really because we could do just like not to vec or something. A multi-path. What do you usually do in multi-layer? Multi-path. Meta path. Okay. Number of weakly connected components. So I don't think I have this concept here yet. I want to have it, so in research, how does it work? General. So it's a general framework of this. And then we have largest strongest component. What a delight. God, things are in place so beautifully. A strongly connected component of this is a maximum subgraph where vertices. Okay, so number of that. Okay, so it's directional too. I didn't know about this. So, okay. So, bye-bye. clustering coefficient should be really useful in the future. A little bit of explanation, just want to capture stores and nothing. Since we're building this knowledge base, I mean, whatever that's can be useful in the future, or it can be we want to grow in the future. Should have a page of its own. Okay. Let me see if we can capture this. If not, it's okay. It's fine. So here is the secret of taking math notes online. Okay. Ready to rumble? Let's get it. Wait. Okay. So that's no, they do this too. Too much work. So okay, I'm gonna do this here. Graph density D. Usually don't like this because okay, so that's pretty much it. Then we can just do it's alright. This here, of course. Right here. Virality, is that a thing? Just for the sake of it. There we go. Okay, so this is relatively new. Right. TBA. Okay. This is the problem, not having a block. I should do it like Notion, Run Research. Get your thing together. This is probably the frustrated part, really. Usually I just do picture, but I'm not sure why I'm doing it like this. Anyway, so bye bye. Not sure what that means. Wine of graph multiplied by a factor of this, which was okay. Edges. In our case, we computed for undirected equivalent graph of the largest. Okay, since I feel like this, it's just things that I want to grow later on. I'm going to do this. I could do VS as well, but not a biggie. So this is one thing I want to capture here. It's the equation. So I'm going to do the equation. Right, let me just define where so it's trying to do total path of all the nodes divided by whatever. Just gonna do this and do that. What else do I want to capture? This is lame. Wait, I think I have it in the previous knowledge base. Do I have in this one here? Yeah, I do. Right? Oh my god, that's sad. I'm gonna cry so bad. I don't have the most basic idea. What is this then? Performance of this, cross-validation. Right here, I have F1 score right here. squaring. Whatever. What if I do capital though? Yeah. Okay. So I want to capture this here in the equation. Right, it's taking time because it's beyond just one wait, what's this? That's funny. That's really funny. That's not how it works. I forgot how to. Oh shoot. Latex divide. Division. Div. I can just do a div, whatever. Psych. Okay. The harmonic, that, whatever you want to call it, buddy. I really like it. I want to just use the divide. Division. Fractions, I think it's fractions, right? We do a fraction like this. What am I gonna get? Use fraction like this. What am I gonna get? Okay, so it's not a fraction. Totally forget about them. So what if I just do this? This should work, right? It should work. Stop fucking moving. There we go. So it's fractions between two things. Fractions between two things. Fractions between two things. Fractions, fractions, fractions. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. chilling at the moment. Just okay, let's actually get it. I don't know why I didn't get it. Even put the wrong one. Lord, mercy on my soul. Ha. Me complete. Okay. Last one. Make it real nice. Sharp. Double Mac. Go to. I know it's simple, but oh boy. I bet I have AOC. Come on, man. Okay, I'm not doing AUC. Alright, let's continue to do data sets and okay. Let's follow given two classes. Okay. That's going to be in terminology, which is used for things related to this particular what is T? Okay. This is an interesting one. That should be a survey. Taxonomy of malicious and deception. Okay, in this work, refer in terms of disinformation to the more specific fake news to refer to a variety of misleading, harmful information. Okay, it's going to be I have to start using the Vim version of this. This is kind of sad. This is a huge debate. So now we're talking about the description. This is what I want to do. No, what is this? That's terrible. So fake news, so this one actually referred to disinformation. It's actually quite important because fake news here have a different meaning that I should to. Okay, so this I think I should make a note, a comment. Note that from this paper survey, fake news, this paper, okay, fake news referred in this paper is classified as disinformation. No, misinformation. This includes disinformation and fake news. Well, it's the whole thing, right? Fake news as well. Rumor too. Let me look at this real quick. It was in here. False information. Not spam, except spam. So let's do this. It's classified as all of not that. Except spam. Boom, boom, boom.
Why is there no categorization? What? That's sad. God, let's just see this thing here. So let's do categorization as well. I forgot to do categorization somehow. Categorization. Then right there. Done. Go back. If it's a lot faster, dude, life will be a lot better. Therefore, we follow source-based approach. Also adopt by. We collected this information in articles. Okay, so this is under data. This is under data. So slow, I'm so sad. So I just use these methods. They call it a source-based approach, consolidation strategy, consolidated strategies. Okay, so this is like the main selling point here. Please tell me more about that. That's not be enough. I can't conduct myself. We also test whether our methodology is suitable to customers, but not mainstream new, which are published. Okay. This is whack, man. This is so whack. Oh, there was even outside how to show it, like matching the text base outside. This is so whack, dude. I can't even imagine. So the data. This is so whack.
Where the fuck is the data at? Which one goes much? Which one goes much? Which one goes much? Challenges, tools, data, and a comment that okay, I think this is the best possible way to do this. And the thing about this is like, okay, I'm going to raise discussion here. What? Hold on. That's interesting. I'm going to raise discussion here, like this. So I'm going to have discussion. Um, Discussion articles. Let me see. It's not really seedling. It's not really articles. Discussion. Argument. This is discussion. So what happened here is that I'm going to say, what is the current best methods to come on, hello, to gather reliable classification approach. So here is the place we're going to be discussing. So there's going to be project, and then we're going to sorry, this has to be conversation. Okay, started by me. So me first, I said concerning so far, I don't a lot of ways, a lot of a great way, a good enough way to gather misinformation data. What is the possible way to what is the possible okay, one way that I find one there is one paper, this paper. So it's the anatomy of online. I think it's this one. Right? Hoaxy, there you go, Hoaxy. So, information
found stated proposed a model, not a model, a service that does, you know, that's provide as an easy way to gather misinformation data using source-based approach. Called Hoxie. Haven't yet tried myself, but so far it best answer this problem, these questions. It is the best solution to this problem. Okay. Alright. This one actually have to be right here, which is a comment. Okay. So what am I doing? So dataset left, datasets. Now to pause this, I do this here, right? So in progress. In progress is a change into add to reading list, and then I say that haven't read US about datasets, US and Italy datasets. Building diffusion networks. Interpretation of network features and layers. Okay. Experiment. Result and conclusion. So this is how I pass this. Now it's passed. And if I go back to place that reference to this paper, which is at the end. Distribution, so this one here, it's a learning path here somewhere. Misinformation. Okay. It's right here, still there. So that's going to be this reading session.